Pole position, Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement also leading the World Championship. They'll be going there in 4 weeks' time to Germany, but business to do here at Cadwell Park. Green flag at the back. Safety car moving into place. Red flag moves out. Look at the lights. Top left of your screen, the lights are on. The lights are off. The clutches are dumped and away they go. It's another great start by Sam and Tom Christie, but on the grass, Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosny trying to make up ground, but it was a vain attempt. Into third place has gone Lee Crawford by the look of it. It looks like Lee Crawford and Jake Lowther slotting in. Rob Biggs has gone into fourth. There's Simon Robinson and Mick Fairhurst, but the Christies lead. The Christies lead, the number 34, the Beverley boys, not the Beverley sisters, the Beverley brothers. And up the inside comes Todd Ellis. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement, but no, the Christies going deep. That was very clever stuff.
Christie's just guarded that a little bit. He'd know that Todd was there, but it won't be long, I don't think, before Todd makes another move.
Well, you've got a class act there. The lap record went yesterday. Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement went 3.5 tenths of a second underneath their best time, which they set here at the Revival just 4 weeks ago. But they're playing second fiddle at the moment to Sam and Tom Christie. And John, is fair to say, those boys from Beverley... Oh, that's Rupert Archer without Phil Hyde. So Phil Hyde possibly has exited stage left.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, he wasn't on the bike, so maybe that's all.
Well, there they go then, still at the front. Is it going to be a complete lap here? This is a bit of deja vu because they led yesterday's race for the lap to be pipped at Park Corner the first time round.
Yeah, but I think Christie's are just hanging on a little bit longer this time and look to be going really well.
Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement then. 28 years of age now, Todd Ellis, from just up the road here, Market Raisin, and his lady French passenger, 25 years of age, from the Lyon region in the southwest, or midwest, shall I say, of France, and they're chasing down Sam and Tom Christie. The battle at the front, just 2 tenths of a second over the line. Well, you could get them in the back of a transit. You can see how close they are, and they are getting away now from Crawford and Lowther. Let's have a look here. Is this the Phil Hyde incident? It is indeed, yeah.
It is indeed, yeah.
Ran wide and lost it onto the grass, but now Ellis in front. Ellis and Emmanuel Clement, number 6. The old firm back in business at the front, but Sam and Tom Christie chasing them down.
Yeah, they're hanging on. They'll be watching what Todd's doing and just try and match whatever he's doing. Looking really good, these two.
These big sticky Avon tyres, John, you talked briefly about tyres and no tyre warmers, but they don't take long to warm up, do they?
No, a lap and a half, 2 laps, and then they come in, and yeah, they don't take long, the brilliant tyre.
Well, this is Todd Ellis moving in then on the Christies, and up the inside he made it stick this time. Into Park Christies thought they could fight back, but no, along to Chris Curve, and they're very firmly in second place. Emmanuel Clement with her tightly plaited pigtail flapping out of the back of her helmet. What a great job she does. Just uses her weight, just amazing. Her precision, her positioning is pinpoint.
Yeah. Todd hits his lines and points every time. What you got to remember is that Todd's leading the World Championship as well, so these guys are doing really well competing against Todd.
Right, this is the battle for third. Number 5, Rob Biggs and Jason Pitt ahead of George Holden and Oscar Lawrence, who brought it home in 4th yesterday after a really frantic battle with Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosny, who are actually behind them in this race and not that far behind, only 8 tenths. Here comes George Holden. George Holden then alongside Rob Biggs. He's going to run in on the brakes. No, Biggsy, been around a long time, knows what he's doing. Yesterday had to retire because he had a trapped nerve in his neck and deep down into his right shoulder, couldn't twist the throttle.
Yeah, he told me his hand was going numb after a few laps, so he thought it was best to pull in.
Rob Biggs, Jason Pitt then in the red and white leathers in the back of the number 5 outfit with the yellow blaze on the front, and they're all queuing up now behind Lee Crawford and Jake Lowther. This is going to be another good scrap here because Lewis Blackstock is closing. Lewis Blackstock, Paddy Rosny, the number 95 red outfit, still third in the championship, but that third place is diminishing because George Holden is getting ever closer in the points.
Yeah, we've got a 4-way freight train here. Same again as yesterday. These guys are really on it together, very evenly matched and working hard to to get in front.
It always threatened to be like that because qualifying times were so close. I knew it was going to be a battle royal. Now look at Lee Crawford, first time on the long bike here at Cadwell. A podium yesterday, he must have been absolutely delighted with that. To a certain extent, the scrapping that went on around him made it easier for him, and it could well be now that they're stacking up behind and he's going to come under all sorts of pressure.
Yeah, what you've got to say about Rob Biggs as well and Jason Pitt, they're doing really well now. They've got their act together and look to be going really well.
Well, I'm pleased for Rob Biggs because he's had shocking luck mechanically and in all sorts of other situations all through the season. Here comes George Holden. George Holden having another look. It was dress rehearsal last time, but still snaking, under braking, the outfit moving around quite a bit as he applies the brakes into park. They're at Chris now, down towards the gooseneck. The gooseneck, the famous gooseneck here at Cadwell, and this is where the passengers really have to move. Jason Pitt, a look over the shoulder. And Lee Crawford, you have to say, what a great job he's doing first time on the long bike.
If you look at Lee, he's very calm, he's not panicking, he's just doing his job, and these guys are scrapping behind. What happens, you try and make a move and then you lose some time, so George Holden's going to have to watch what he's doing because Lewis Blackstock's right on his tail.
Yeah, third in the championship. Lewis Blackstock has been suffering with a severe loss of top speed, about 7 or 8 miles an hour down through the speed track on the number 95 bike. They need to do something about that. Experimented with the exhaust, they've experimented with the airbox, all sorts of ways. I asked him as he checked his gearing. Well, we're pulling about the same as everybody else, but not everybody shows their hand, do they?
You don't get to know what everybody's doing. Everybody's friendly in the paddock, but they just keep a few things to themselves.
Well, that's fair enough. It's a competition. The gloves are off here. Number 93 then. George Holden, Oscar Lawrence. And this young pairing, since they got together, have just moved into the new league, coming up through the club ranks, and now, well, here they are on the top national stage, mixing it with the very best. Out in front though, but it's still only 1.4 seconds the gap at the front. This is the battle for third, I remind you. Yet again, Rob Biggs knows that George is there.
Yeah, Rob's covering it. I think George has sown his hand too soon. He's going to have to think something different if he wants to get past Rob and Jason.
We're at half distance. We're on lap 5 of 10. The sun has come out here at Cadwell. When the sun goes in, I can tell you, this part of the world, it gets pretty nippy, and it was very, very cold at the close of play yesterday. Look at Rob Biggs. Rob Biggs on the back of Lee Crawford. If he can get past the number 117 outfit, the blue and white ARC Kawasaki. Here we go. Here goes Rob Biggs. Rob Biggs having a look at the foot of the mountain. Here we go, says John. We've already agreed you can't pass there. No. There's not a line. There's not a line. Well, there's not a line for two anyway.
No, these are all connected together by the looks of it.
Well, the elastic is very, very short. Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosley are right on the back of him. George Holden now, and it's fair to say that Lee Crawford is backing them up just a little bit now, and they're all desperate to get by.
Rob looks like he's desperate to make a move, and this is Sidecar racing at its best.
And this is Rob Biggs at his best. This is George Holden at his best. George Holden having a look as they go into Coppice, sweeping round that really, really fast left-hander, then up to Charlie's, and Charlie's goes on and on and on. It's a long, long right-hander. They're still on it, coming out of it onto Park Straight. Then the number 5 Santander Salt Yamaha. Here comes George Holden this time. Now he's got a bit more momentum. He's out of the slipstream. He's determined to make it stick this time, and he's up the inside, snaking on the brakes, but he's got to keep it tight, and he does. Great overtaking move. No touching, not even a kiss.
No, that was good. Yeah, he'd been practicing that for a lap or two, but I was wrong when he says you're going to have to try something different. He must have known he could do it.
Well, now he's got Lee Crawford ahead of him. Number 93, George Holden, with Oscar Lawrence holding down the chair. Both sons of famous fathers. One father sitting right next to me. The other one, of course, Rick Lawrence, who passengered Roger Lovelock to 2009 British Championship success. Oscar looking, George going right and left. I thought he'd taken his brain out yesterday, but he's much, much more measured in this race.
Yeah, we had a talk last night, and you just need to be calm, George, and just bide your time, and I think that's what he's doing.
Lewis Blackstock now on the back of Rob Biggs. There we have the number 95 red outfit. Frustrated with lack of speed, frustrated with all sorts of problems. They can see their third place in the championship, and believe me, early in the year they were leading the title chase until Todd Ellis came out to play. and threw a hand grenade. 1:31.1. That is yet another lap record. 1:31.1 for Ellis Clement on lap 5. Astonishing. They're just going quicker and quicker. What can I say about that, Tim?
Absolutely amazing. Todd and Emmanuel are just on fire.
Astonishing. Here goes George Holden. Here goes George then on Lee Crawford. 117 Lee Crawford on the outside. George Holden. A repeat carbon copy move of the one he pulled on Rob Biggs. Crawford looking at the inside, but no. Both Kawasaki's, the power got down, and George held the line, held the speed. Up to third then, George Holden and Oscar Lawrence. Not a podium this time if it all stays together. We're on lap 7 of 10. Still a long way to go inside. Oh, somebody kissed the grass there. Dirt flew out. There goes Rob Biggs. Rob Biggs having a look at Lee Crawford as well. Well, Biggs is on fire too, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's really riding.
He's found his mojo, yeah.
Good to see. He needed that. Rob Biggs, of course, comes from yet another Sidecar racing dynasty. There are an awful lot, aren't they? It's a family business.
Family business, the Biggses, yeah. Going back with Vince and that, so yes.
You can run off the list of names where the generations have competed over the years in sidecars, and the Biggs is certainly one of them. Now we're seeing the second generation of Holdens out there doing their stuff, pulling away from Lee Crawford. There's George Holden, number 93. There's Lee Crawford, Jake Lowther, and ever coming Lewis Blackstock. Lewis Blackstock wants past Biggsy. He definitely wants it. Where's it going to be, given that he's down on speed? Biggsy's Yamaha's quick.
I think Lewis is going to struggle really just to get past Rob. He doesn't look to have the speed, but he's a trier.
I saw a flailing leg of Oscar Lawrence go through the picture there, and I thought, oh my goodness, no, it's all right, they're all together, they're all intact. You just get this glimpse of something happening, and you thought, oh dear me. But here we go, here comes Biggsy on Crawford, and you can see the speed deficit there that Blackstock has because he dropped back. He makes it up through the fiddly bits, and in the woods on what we call, you said yesterday, it's a track of two parts.
Yes.
Nothing is more true.
No, round Barn and all round there, all bends is tricky, and then you get to some real fast sweeping corners.
Rob Biggs then, and Jason Pitt. Jason Pitt proving to be a really good passenger, although you took him to the Isle of Man and it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, well, it doesn't work out for everybody, does it? It's a different thing for everybody. I mean, yeah, them roads are something else.
Not everybody's cup of tea, of course. It's not something I would like to do. Lee Crawford, Jake Lowther, a very experienced passenger.
Yeah, there's quite a big difference in weight between these two. Lee's quite a big guy and Jake's not, so...
He is indeed. Lee Crawford, something like 6'5", I would say. He's a very, very tall lad. But mild-mannered, nice nature, and a very accomplished sidecar racer. Biggsy then, having a look, number 5. Good to see him. We're on the penultimate lap here now. This 2.18 Cadwell Park circuit with a new lap record already set in this race, 1:31.1 dead. Unbelievable stuff from Todd Ellis. That is only 5 seconds off the Superbike pace, which is astonishing.
It is, it's amazing. 2 people on a 600cc sidecar. It's pretty good, isn't it?
Corner speed, of course, is everything with these. Those big tyres stick to the tarmac. They can corner so fast, and of course that makes it so hard for the passenger in terms of G-forces.
Yes. Yeah, but if you watch these passengers, they're waving to one another. They're well on top of the job, and they have a bit of fun out there.
Well, look at that. Jake Lowther, the bright yellow helmet, looking back over my shoulder. That's a Tim Reeves-esque, but here they go. Rob Biggs.
Oh, Rob's having
He really wants this, doesn't he? On the penultimate lap. He really wants this. He senses here. He goes on the move at the foot of the mountain. He's done it. Has he gone through? They're side by side in the place where you can't be side by side. And he's made it stick, and that was clean.
That was good.
That's about as clean as you get.
Yes, that was perfect. Yeah, well done.
Biggsy then on mission here. Past Lee Crawford and Jake Lowther, giving them a very polite lesson in the Molson Group Championship Racing Stakes.
Yeah, looks like they've dropped.
Talk us through it.
Yeah, just spotted a gap up the inside, but to be fair, Lee was very good at giving that little bit of room where they could have had contact, but they didn't. Lee's seen him. Oh, they did rub, but it wasn't bad.
Just a slight kiss saying, I'm going through, take this one, Don. They're on their way. Race leaders on the final lap, Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement. Coming up behind, Craig Hawkswell and Derek Taylor on the has-beens red and yellow bike. They have great racing, great fun, started from the back of the grid, but still very, very quick through the speed trap. That bike of Craig Horsfield's, and it's an Adolph RS chassis, not an LCR, very, very fast. It was only one mile an hour slower than Todd Ellis at 128 miles an hour over the fastest speed trap.
And to be fair, sorry Barry, to be fair, yesterday he did his quickest lap, so he's ever done round here, so.
Well, you get pulled along, don't you? We've seen that with George, your boy, we've seen it with the others. This pair have given everybody a riding lesson, and they dragged the top 4 or 5 with them every single round.
Yeah, there's something to aim, and everybody knows you can do them times, so it's not impossible.
Here we go then. On the rundown, this is it. The checkered flag out again. Victory number 11 for Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement. And the Christ is not a million miles away. The time as they go over the line, 7.27 seconds. That's closer than yesterday, 8.5 yesterday. Here comes the final step on the podium for George Holden and Oscar Lawrence. A great, great ride for them. Didn't make the best of starts, had to work for it each and every single lap, and indeed they did. Bigsy brings it home. He will be thrilled with that. That will have made his weekend. It will feel like a victory.
Yeah, Bigsy will be really happy. And Lewis looks like he's just lost a bit more speed again, so I don't know what's going on with Lewis.
Well, again, an impeccable performance from this two. On home ground, it's his local circuit. They both love it here. And Emmanuel, of course, former French champion in 2017 with Sébastien Delanois. She has never ridden on anything like Cadwell until she came here 1 year ago, and now she absolutely loves the place. Victory then for the Santander Salt Cabelco Limited Yamaha of Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement from Sam and Tom Christie on the Christie Engineering Services Yamaha. And that pair, I have to say, have just come on in leaps and bounds, haven't they? Confirmation of the result then, indeed. There you can see 7.276 seconds over the Christies for Ellis Clement. Holden and Lawrence earned that podium, every single inch of it. Biggs, Christie there, Rob Biggs, hats off Rob, well done mate. Crawford Lowther, they fought well, but fifth is where they ended, ahead of Blackstock and Rosny, who will be frustrated, but I sense they'll be back with something different maybe for Snetterton. Robinson, Peach, Clark and Hawkswell, we saw them towards the end there, and Archer and Hyde had their episode on the grass. The points then, 35 now the gap that Ellis holds over Christie's. That's a race victory and a little bit, but when we get to Brands there are double points for grabs. Blackstock still third, Holden closing in on Blackstock and Rosny. Robinson, Archer, Hawkswell seventh. You see, consistency is everything. Peach, Clark, Cable not here. Bigger entry at Snetterton, can't wait for it.